Oh, perfect. It worked. Okay, yeah, welcome everyone. It's Monday evening, and we are working with the book, The Practical Work on Self. We are almost there. It's chapter 22 of 24. Before we begin, we just did Zen basics instead of attention sizer exercise for a change, and I, I have done this exercise after months. So, uh, I actually, while doing the exercise, it reminded me of the popcorn exercise, where you observe the machine as a machine and uh, just look at the machine go and do what it does. And there was this sense of wonder when I was doing this exercise. I was like, oh, look at my hand. Oh, look at me deciding to pick that rock instead of this one. Uh, that was that was pretty interesting. So there was a state of separation when I did that exercise from uh, the machine a little bit, very subtle feeling. Uh, but yeah, what do you guys think about doing the Zen basics thing from time to time?
Like it. I like it. Yes, it was very interesting, very nice.
Okay,
Can't hear you very well, Bernie.
I liked it, and I would like it to continue in that line for the
Me
next.
too.
okay. Rajesh, have you ever done Zen basics before?
No, I have not.
Let me send you a link. Uh, here. So if to explain this exercise in the simplest way possible, what you do is you put three rocks in front of you,
Hmm.
and there is this audio that is always there in the background that you run. It's you can either select for 10, 12 minutes or like about 4 minutes, and the audio comes with instructions, and the instructions are pick a rock, and then when it says thank you, you let your hand go from that rock. And that's just it. Just you, when it says pick a rock, you just have to pick one of the three rocks and touch it.
Okay.
Does
And what is the
that, does that,
purpose?
uh, so this, the point is to observe the machine, uh, and I think this exercise helps with getting out of that mechanicality, especially when you are in this world of social media, when you're doom scrolling. This will help bring a little bit more consciousness uh, instead of mechanicality.
Between other
And
Okay.
things,
and I'm sure I butchered it, but I guess some of my friends here can help, with explaining some of that.
I would say between other things, Nick, because we don't know exactly what is the purpose, all the purpose that So I agree with what you said, but I leave the space for other things that may be happening without our uh, mental knowledge, the exercise.
Yes,
No?
yes. So, Rajesh, if you click on that link that I put in the chat,
Mhm.
there are different tabs when you open that. Let me just share my screen here again. I'll just show this for a brief
Yeah,
second.
I opened the site, but you can show, yeah.
Yeah, so here you'll get, a bit of information about what Zen Basics is. And if you go to Zen Basics audio, here you can find two versions. One is the 12-minute original full practice, and this is like a quick. If you have 3, 4 minutes, if you're in a rush, you can just do this. This helps a lot. And you can either have three rocks in front of you, or you can just touch on the screen on this image. That help
Okay,
that should work as
that
well.
should work.
And yeah, just try this exercise and yeah, let us know.
Sure.
Okay, moving on to practical work on self. Today we are starting with chapter 22, I Can Do Anything. And if any of you guys want to get us started, that'll be really awesome.
I'll start then.
Yeah, thank you.
I can do anything. Whereas I can do anything. The machine is a congenital bungler. If we recognize our present state, we must inevitably feel the urgency to work toward the awakening of the machine and toward our own transformation. We know that we are at war, and we know the enemy. It is our own complacency, our own willingness to be carried along by the sleep of machine. But once we decide to work, we must accept everything that comes to us in the way of work. Most importantly, we must learn to make decisions rapidly. If we are offered a work task, it is vital that we accept the task immediately and without hesitation. I pass.
We should learn, if we remain in the work community long enough to learn anything, that if we hesitate even momentarily, the offer is withdrawn and may never be offered again. In this work, hesitation, suspicion, negativity, argument, fear, insecurity, sarcasm, and smart-ass cynicism are taken to indicate that in our minds we have already failed the task. It must be quite clear in our minds that if we refuse work, we refuse help. We must understand that it is sleep which is our enemy, not
You dropped out, Michelle. Can't hear you
pass.
anymore.
I thought that it was clear stop, so when I can keep going.
Sure.
Must be quite clear. It must be quite clear in our minds that if we refuse work, we refuse help. We must understand that it is sleep which is our enemy, not those who prepare us for revolution. Pretend that you have discovered some substance which we will call vacuum. Whenever you carry this vacuum in your pocket or as a charm on a chain around your neck, you feel absurdly, even stupidly optimistic about everything, estimating your abilities and willingness far beyond your ordinary limits. I pass.
While you carry this substance, Lakium, around with you, you feel wonderful and very lucky. You have supreme confidence in yourself, and whenever anyone asks you to perform a task, without considering once or even pausing for reflection, except in consideration of your actual organic safety, you immediately express abject glee, agreeing immediately and unquestioningly to perform the task, regardless of any dislike you may have toward it. You should cheerfully grin like a village idiot and reply, "Sure, I can do anything." Just be sure when you say this, "I" is really speaking. Because while "I" really can do anything, the machine happens to be a congenital bungler. This insane optimism an amiable willingness to do almost anything at all should soon make us very popular among our lazy friends.
So does anybody carry a Luckium around with them in their pocket, around their neck, or anything like that?
Yeah,
Yes.
All right, a couple of people, some Luckium holders.
yeah. My Lucky M is 4 days old.
Oh, a new
Is
one.
what?
I'd say my newest Lucky M is 4 days old, and all these Amis over the years have given that confidence, but now the understanding of it gets deeper and more, I would say, tail brain
Ah,
inspired. And yeah, so the newest one is 4 days old, and I'm quite in awe with it. And I've been considering this question of, where to put a full stop to what you want to do. And I've been pushing myself against things that I don't feel like doing. But it says that it's not be pushing yourself. You should be like a happy, cheerful village idiot and say, yeah, that sounds fun. So yeah, my next attempt is gonna be that. I'm gonna shift my approach. My only question is, I don't know where you put a full stop, and the whole concept of boundaries and seeping in completely in the stories and expectations of others. Where do you put a stop to it? I've been just considering that for a couple of days. I'm not sure about that, but this says that just forget about it and just do anything.
does it say full stop in here somewhere?
No, no, no.
That's it, you're bringing that. Okay, good. That's good. Hmm.
Yeah.
So what's the answer? Okay, do you have you posed a question, right?
I posed a question, but I'm assuming that you have to just give up everything, like all the notions of um still own yourself while being totally available to every service. So I have to find that balance, like that sweet spot where I'm able to still own myself without having the fear of losing myself. Because the fear of the losing yourself will also invite such instances. While if you're only acting out of presence, then that possibility wouldn't be there because there's only presence.
So here in the chapter, it says you should cheerfully grin like a village idiot and reply, sure, I can do anything. Just be sure when you say this that I is really speaking, because I really can do anything. The machine happens to be a congenital bungler. So, uh, how do we,
Of course, you're
how,
going to ask, how do
yes.
you, how do I get into the eye, right?
Well, I guess in this case, it wouldn't matter as long as I, uh, I invite all work that is coming my way with openness and optimism and willingness and sincerity.
Can anybody help out old Nikhil here? Can you hear us, Michelle?
Can
Bernie,
you repeat it? Can you repeat that?
Oh, well, he asked a question. Nikhil.
Yeah, so my question, uh, well, I was just rambling, but here in the last paragraph, it says, just be sure that when you say this, which is sure I can do anything, that mindset, that I is really speaking and not the machine. So immediately that question came to my mind. Uh, yeah, is it referring to work or ego of the machine? Can
One
you?
point that comes to my mind is I don't know its exact word. Can you scroll? Sorry, scroll. The beginning. Uh, pretend, no, pretend that you have discovered. In a way, the word that could also be fake, a kind of situation, even if it's not exactly real.
The Americans, Bernie, the Americans say, fake it till you make it.
Yes, 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 and don't take it so seriously. Have a sense of humor. We don't know exactly when I is what I is on power every time, but um,
Mhm.
yes, fake it until you make it. Yes, I like that. Thank you. And another thing is that you always say, David, the sense of wonder. This kind of message opens that sense of wonder because it's a bit confusing, it's a bit contradictory,
Yeah.
it's a bit perplex. But all in all, it creates a space of wonder. You're not sure. You have not the control, and that I think it's from time to time is a good condition.
Go back to the first page. And in that, the end of the second paragraph. But once we decide to work, we must accept everything that comes to us in the way of work. What the heck does that mean? Anybody? How would you even know? Is it in the book?
Sorry, what is the question?
In that paragraph right there, at the end of the second paragraph, it says, but once we decide to work, we must accept everything that comes to us in the way of work.
Yeah, and what is the question?
What does that mean?
Oh, so let things happen. Like, I think a part of it also is about letting things come to you instead of you running after things, right? That is a very important part. And once they present, then you have to do it.
Can anybody think of an example?
Like for example, I'll give you an example of my home scene. I have a separate kitchen on my floor. My parents have their own kitchen. I don't usually appreciate how they keep their kitchen, so I try to avoid it. And sometimes I overdo it. Sometimes I overdo it and I'm cooking for them all the time. And sometimes I'm like, okay, I need my break. So instead of me deciding when do I have to do it, I'd let my intuitive senses or their words to tell me that they need help at this time. and I'd do it accordingly rather than being trying to be doing
Mm.
it all the time.
Okay. Is that, Nikhil, does that answer? Did you get it right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like one thing that I get from it is that if we are choosing the work, then that is uh, we can't be choosy with the kind of work we want and don't want. We can't be like, hey, I like to do this, I'll be doing that. Hey, I don't wanna do that because that's like too inconvenient or whatever.
But what does it
So
mean, the first part of the sentence?
once we decide to work,
Yeah.
I like the remark
well,
of Swati. Can you read it so it can come in the
Read it, read your remarks, Swati,
yes,
so it's in the recording.
yes.
Okay, so what I wrote is thy will be done type of acceptance for whatever event that comes to meet us in our organic life. It could be related to anything, a family, the situation around you, political or work wise, or anything, no matter what, related to organic world. So we accept with the full acceptance that that is his or the absolute wants us sending our way. So just accept, embrace with the full gratitude and just live through it.
Does the phrase "thy will be done" remind anybody of anything?
Of course, the religion is Christian, is all the three Abrahamic religions have that concept. Thy be done,
Thy will be done
thy will be done
on
as
earth
it is
as it
in
is in
heaven.
heaven.
Yes. Thank you, Swati. Yes,
It
very good point. You know
it oh,
that phrase produces me. I'm sorry, who is speaking? Produces me a relief. You know, oh please, I'm not a, I I'm not in control. Oh please, yes, what a burden to be in control, to believe that you are in control, the responsibility of freedom. Wow, you know, that is at least for a couple of minutes.
It's hard to run the whole world, you know.
Yes, like Trump.
So there's two parts to that sentence. Once we have decided to work, that's like a particular, it's like you bought a ticket to the concert, right?
hmm
You bought a ticket to the concert. Now you walk into the concert. We must accept everything that comes to us in the way of work.
You know, I would like to share a story that I lived and comes to my mind. It's very short, but when I started many years ago, interested in this kind of activity or whatever, and I participated in a kind of school that was here in Argentina. Uh, in those times, it was very esoteric and very elite, you know. But while after a couple of a year, as is usual in the human groups, started a war inside the group. You know, the heretics, the believers, the all that things that usually make groups start to separate. No, and um, I tried not to participate, and the literature that I was reading that came with the school um, gave me all the answers because it was all predicted in the literature. The way the mind works and the way, and it was a kind of relief. And I realized that I used that friction to my behalf. I use it, I use it. I learn from it in the middle of distress and a future that wasn't, a disintegration of the group. And so I think it has to do with this you are trying to convey, David, or this literature, that there are tools uh, uh, every minute, every moment, if we take them as opportunities. That's it.
Good. So it says we must accept everything that comes to us in the way of work. So that's a decision point, right?
So, but David, that you were asking about, like, say we bought a ticket to a concert and then we are going there. That is something we are deciding whether we want to go to the concert or not.
Right.
Or if it is, would it be like, it's up to, we have to use our due diligence that would it be like adding something or pave a way for our work or not. So there we use our um, you know due diligence or whatever we call it, or something that decides. But like, while doing something, say for example, I'm going on my way with the understanding that whatever I'm doing is something, say I sit in the meditation or they attend the class or go to, like, some natural places, go there and just relax, or whatever, like, meet some people with the purpose to, like, share the teaching or the work that I'm walking on, or the path, something like that. And while doing that, which is absolutely, like, the necessity for the work, and still face some challenges in the life related to the organic life especially. So those, like, we embrace or we accept or have a full acceptance towards those. But whether I should go in a particular route or not, that is, I think, completely up to our decision, right?
Maybe. I mean, what if you acted like a spy? Okay, and you were looking to see what is the next work opportunity that's going to be presented to me. And you're walking around and you're like, kind of like you have a radar, right? And you use your sensing to pick up, ah, how interesting. Look at that. You're always on the hunt. Do you know what I mean by that? You're, you're carefully watching because you never know when it's going to be presented to you. But you're willing to be in the game. You are in the game. And then you say, what will be presented to me next? Maybe it's, your neighbor or a work person or your child or your friend or your car. But on the next page, it says, but you accept it, right?
Without any hesitation.
Without hesitation, you just go for it. Like, okay, this is my work task. My God, why did they give me this? I don't know, but let me take a shot. You know?
I have something to say here to what Swati said.
Sure.
Swati, like whenever I face these situations where the outer event becomes that I have a possibility of choosing, I choose either. I choose staying back or I choose the concert. Work opportunities will present at both the scenarios. Um, so if I'm at home, I would see something that would require work out of me. If I go to the concert, there also I'll see scenarios where work would be required out of me. It could be dealing with people, it could be just, you know, guiding the code of conduct for a group, or it could be anything, or it could be just observing yourself. So, work opportunities would be wherever we are. I think they are space agnostic.
Mm.
Don't you transform it by
Yeah.
your work mind? The mundane becomes the sacred.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Olga. I think, yeah, this is something I was missing. Yeah, you are breathing and you are observing. That's
Yeah.
it everywhere.
Yes. Yes.
Because there's this whole idea that you're no longer beginners, right?
Guess so. You're always a beginner to something.
It's safer to be in the beginner class, right?
Yeah.
But everybody here, I call it, are experienced, and this is an American term, journeyman. It's a craft. You're not a beginning craftsman. You're not a master craftsman, but you're well trained. And has anybody ever been in a printing press? Probably not, huh?
Yeah, like not a digital, but like a printing
No,
press, yes.
an
I've been in.
actual printing press where they got paper, ink, and giant printers. Okay.
Yeah, like flex and vinyl and all of that as well.
And it's loud, it's fast, it's moving. Or has anybody been on an oil rig where they're drilling for oil?
I have seen some of those printing press on TV where they had a roller and you had paper rolling, you know?
They actually exist and
Yeah.
people actually work on them. And the people that are more skilled are given the more difficult jobs. What would you imagine one of the most difficult jobs in a printing press might be?
Bernie, you're muted.
Machine that cuts paper is very dangerous. You cannot sleep 1 second. It will
Where the
cut your,
paper gets cut, but the
yes,
other one is mixing the inks because they have to be perfect across, oh, it's about almost 6 feet of paper. Very delicate, judgmental. Those are journeymen doing that task.
specialist.
That's where we're at. Okay. So if you are in that position, you are given more. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Of course it makes sense, right? The big work is looking for soldiers that can be part of the defense. And they're testing you out. Just can you take this? How about this little task? Let's see if you can do it. Pretty good. Okay, good. I need you for more. I'm going to give you a little bit more, and a little bit more, and a little bit more. And that's the joy. What does it say about being an idiot? Lucky him. You should cheerfully grin. Think about that. Think about the last time you could say you cheerfully grinned at the opportunity before you. Can you remember? Can you remember that?
Not quite sure.
Okay. But this concept of living a life of delight, that you're buoyed by. It's not the external that gives you the delight. You're not reacting because it's a good external. You're internally excited, grabbing for the next opportunity before you.
Yeah, I think we're getting there. At least the resistance is reducing for sure. And now because the minute you start doing that thing, there's a certain joy that fills you, right? And then you are after that. That is the real uh,
I would
joy.
like everyone to consider, maybe this can be the week the work is just an example of when you cheerfully grinned at the work opportunity before you. Can you even imagine that might be possible?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody else? Nobody else.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, Michelle. She took a stand. Beautiful.
You also need to reverse your thinking process at the time if it's not like that. Yeah. It's possible that you first thought it's, oh no, not that again. And then you just
Well,
decide that you can do it.
if you start with oh no, not that again, you're right. You will be defeated. But if you start like, sure, I can do anything, even if it's exactly the same thing over and over again. Sure.
Mm.
Well, what I'm trying to say is that if something happened to me and I cannot help it, I have that reaction. Yeah. Oh no, not that again. I have to
Yeah.
handle that now. It's not, I don't really like it, but let's say it is what it is. I'm be honest. And so now I want to embrace that exercise we did today, and I want to remember that I can do anything. So I'm going to welcome that thing that's come to me that I really feels, I don't want to deal with it, but I'm going to welcome it. And so I'm going to have to make an adjustment, recognizing what I'm feeling and also deciding that I can do anything and switch it around.
Yeah.
So how can she
Yeah.
possibly do that? I mean, she's totally locked into her mechanicality. She has the same response over and over and over and over and over again. How can she possibly do anything different?
It's just a practice at that point. It's just deciding I'm going to do that exercise.
Deciding?
Or maybe just choosing that state can be, I'm going to change that state. Yeah. Deciding. I'm going to have to be an actress. I'm going to have to play, yeah, like fake it, maybe.
That I like. I like that better than I'm going to force myself to do the positive thing.
Mm.
That's mental. It has to come from your heart that you want that you want to feel this glee, this cheerfulness. How would you say that in French? Cheerfully grin.
I don't know. I'm going to have to think about it. It doesn't come to my mind.
How would you say gleeful?
I don't know either.
Do you know the word glee?
Like it's joy, like it's ecstatic joy, or
Yeah, that would be
Yeah.
glee. Yeah. How
yeah.
is that in
So
Spanish? Hey,
Ático.
I think glee mean glowing. Yeah, a glowing. So
gleeful would be is jubilo.
Júbilo.
Ju-
Júbilo. Júbilo.
oh yeah, jubilé
Jubilé.
in
Jubilé.
French means it's really happy. Yeah,
Yeah.
jubilé. Okay. Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely need to play it because
And
it's not natural. It's not natural to me.
then fake it until you make it.
All right, and fake it until I make it. I'm going to use that. Fake it until I make it. Thank you.
In the fourth book of the Ethics, Spinoza talks about the free man. He says, and as it were, he goes about his life filled with delight. Isn't that a beautiful phrase? Filled with delight.
Feel with delight. Yeah. That's what that exercise invite us to be, yeah. Embracing the work with full of delight, whatever the work is at this moment.
Yeah.
Any challenges, yeah.
It's challenges and and Bernie was right a bit earlier when he talked about wonder. If at that moment you can have the wonder, what is this really? Wonder strips you of mechanicality.
Wonder. I am very phrases tonight. I'm sorry. Wonder. I was thinking. Wonder makes ordinary extraordinary. Ooh.
Beautiful.
Yes. I made it.
Beautiful.
I made it.
Thank you.
Mhm.
So I know that not everybody's going to do this exercise. Some people are going to grimly not do it, but I would like to suggest, because next week we're going to be on chapter 23, but during the week to consider like this idea of cheerfully grin toward a task or gleefully approach it. Look it up in your French dictionary if you have that.
Yeah, I will ask my little chat. She'll know.
Okay. Because it's it's something that comes from, it emanates from within. Joy, gleefulness. There's a lightness about it. It's humorous, like in its levity. It's not the grim, I'm going to do this no matter what. I'm going to feel happy no matter what.
It's like when you're going to see your neighbor next time.
Yeah. But she's easy because she's such a totally loving person, you know. So it's like really, I say this, I mean it. It would help you immensely to consider moments of delight, gleefulness, joy. And mark them down.
Hmm.
Did you say remember moment? Did you say, or just imagining moment?
No, I'm saying during this coming week, do it, find it, see it
Oh,
ever happens for you.
Find it happening for you.
You might have a week where you never have joy. You never have delight, which is kind of impossible, but it'd be interesting if that happened. Rajesh, is this all too weird for you? Is it too strange?
Yes, you are right.
It is.
Good. I like to hear that.
So is that like what you say, carrying that substance lochium? So we can practice that exercise, is what you're saying?
If you have Luckium, if you're carrying Luckium in your pocket, in your whatever, you're wearing it, that gives you the joy to do that. It's
Good.
like
So I'm going to carry it. Yeah, whatever it is, I'm going to imagine it. I'm carrying it. It's going to be real. Yeah.
whenever you carry this Luckium in your pocket or as a charm on a chain around your neck, you feel absurdly, even stupidly optimistic about everything, estimating your abilities and willingness far beyond your ordinary limits.
Mm.
So
Far beyond.
it can be physical or it can be imaginative. Yeah, whatever it is. It can be. It's real. It's something real.
It's pretty real. I mean, it should manifest.
Yeah.
You know, it's not
Like
like I had a
like
happy
when we
dream.
like when we hold something as the solar absolute. Yeah, we had something. Yeah.
Yeah, that was that exercise. This one is like, you walk outside and you see your dog and you wonder at the dog, or you take the trash out and you go, hmm. Find, can you experience joy? It's actually not that easy, is it? We'd love to be stuck in our suffering, I guess. Anyway, just some thoughts about that chapter. Next chapter, just it's called Practical Work on Self, okay? That's the name of the book.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
That means do something, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
If all you bring is your brain, then you brought your brain. Okay. Whop.
All right.
Bring yourself and your joy and your excitement and your chaos. Chaos is I don't know, but in that I don't know is where creativity lives. Isn't that cool? So
Thank you, all of you, for being here, and let's have a gleeful week.
Let's go. I like that optimism.
Bernie's got a gorilla in his backyard there. Yeah, well, that's what he attracted, okay? One of his best friends. Anyway. What
All
else?
right.
Anything else? Anybody?
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, let's
Thank
meet
you.
next week and discuss this
Yeah.
and see
Yes.
Yeah,
how gleeful our week was and what we did.
great. Looking forward for it.